Today on Community Watch, we have guest Seth Ingram, who is the Humanities Chair for Film and Theater Studies at Georgia Highlands, to talk about the 2 film degrees that are offered there and also about the Rome International Film Festival. You don't want to miss this. Stay with us. Community Watch starts now. Welcome to Community Watch. I am John Hershey, and today my guest, and I am tremendously excited about this. You don't get a guest of this caliber very often. Seth Ingram, welcome.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
You're shocked at the welcome.
I'm shocked, and I'm honored to be here at this table.
Well, I am thrilled to have you at the table, and for the 1 or 2 folks who may not know who you are the Humanities Chair of Film and Theater?
Film and Theater, yes.
Film and Theater Studies?
Yes, we have 2 degrees at GHC in film. One is in Film Studies, and the other is in Film Production.
Well, we need to talk about that. Then we will get on to RIF, Rome International Film Festival, which you are connected to in some
I am the creative director
way.
of the Rome International Film Festival.
All right, well, that's great. So let's start with Georgia Highlands and the 2 film degrees, which are not very old. Mm-hmm. The college has had them for a couple of years?
3, 4 years, something like that.
That many?
I can't remember.
They seem brand new to me.
Yeah, it all happened so fast.
It did happen very fast. So 2 degrees, both are associate degrees. Film studies, let's start with that one.
So film studies emphasizes we have classes in film appreciation, film history, film aesthetics and analysis, an intro to film production course, and a screenwriting course that are built into the degree, and you pick some hours in between those, as well as some other humanities electives. And those are all taught on Georgia Highlands College campuses by Georgia Highlands College faculty. Yeah. So they're a degree that you can get anywhere in the institution. And then our film production degree is taught through the Georgia Film Academy, and that's where students go to either Norcross at OFS Studios or Trilith Studios in Fayetteville to take their courses, and they can focus on production, post-production, or esports and game design. Three different concentrations within that concentration, and that's 18 hours of curriculum, whichever path you choose, and you go take those classes, and you get an internship working either in a studio or on a set or something like that. And we've had a lot of students have a lot of great success through that program.
All right, so I have a bunch of questions because there are some new elements to this that I didn't know about. All right, so film production, a student who is interested in working in the film industry in some way will major in that pathway or will choose that pathway, film production, and they'll do the regular core classes there.
Yes.
But they will also do their film courses on location.
On location at the teaching facilities of the Film Academy. And those courses can range from intro to camera to set design to makeup and costume type classes. There's courses in production, running the production office. They're adding courses all the time, so there's a little bit of, in each class is 6 hours, so you do 3 of the courses. They call them craft courses, and then and the internship also counts as a course credit if you get it. We just had 2 students recently intern for Francis Ford Coppola on his most recent film.
That's great.
Megalopolis. So that was.
Well, and you tell me if this is no longer the case, but when I looked at the courses, I guess it was a year ago, I was impressed. Look, there were like courses in editing.
Yes, in our post-production track. Yes.
And so if you were in that degree program, if you took a class in editing, you would end up with a certification.
Yeah, you get a certification for production or post-production. And the post-production course, you can actually, they offer that one on campus at the Georgia Film Academy location, or you can take that one remotely. That's the only one that you can take remotely is the post-production track.
But I was impressed that, you know, even at that beginning level, you know, you could take a course and end up with a certification that would allow you to work in the industry right away.
Yeah, and a lot of the students do that. Most of the students that go into the film production know that they want to be on a film set, and they know they want to work in the film industry, so they choose that path. And some continue their education and go for a bachelor's degree or a graduate degree, but a lot of the others just know this. They want to get on set as fast as possible and get that experience. So that's a great way for them to go do that.
Now, you mentioned in your overview of that degree esports.
Esports and game design. They're adding new courses in that realm. We have adopted a couple of those courses, but they're still adding them. So there'll be more. There's more yet to come.
But that's a new aspect in that degree program that I didn't know about.
And they're currently positioned in the post-production degree, but they're going to be breaking that off into a broader, what do they call it, digital entertainment degree at some point. So I don't know if we'll choose that as a separate pathway or if it'll stay just the two pathways. We got to make that decision internally as they start offering more courses.
All right, so help me out with this, because esports and game design, well, esports is related to video games, right?
Yes.
And since I am someone that knows nothing about video games, how does this connect with the Georgia Film Academy, or film? How does it connect with film?
Well, a lot of the game design is just post-production. It's visual effects, visual graphics, and that sort of thing. So I think that a lot of the same skills you learn for post-production apply to video gaming. So a lot of that, from that side, I think that's where a lot of it goes from. But a lot of these courses are just specialized courses and require a lot of equipment and things to teach that a lot of the institutions might not have. So they position them under the Film Academy to offer them to a broader institutional base too.
All right, so for a student that wants to get into the industry right away, or soon, not right away, but very soon, this would be an ideal degree. Or if they're interested in getting into game design or esports.
I mean, it's a great place to know, and a lot of students don't know what they don't know. So when you say the film industry, a lot of the students who are fresh out of high school may not have any idea what that really means. But it's an entire industry, and there's lots of different jobs within the industry. So it's a good opportunity for them to get in there and kind of see what they may think usually they all think they want to be a director or a cinematographer, but once they get on a set and they see all the other jobs, a lot of them find that there's other things that they really gravitate towards, and there's a very special set of skills you have to be good at to be, a director and things like that. And some of them may not have some of those skills, but they have these other skills that are great in the art department or in set construction or in game design. And a lot of the people that, especially with this generation, that a lot of the gamers. They liked the idea of working remotely, working behind a computer screen, and maybe not interfacing as much with people as you do on a set. So a lot of people kind of gravitate. The post-production pathway has been very popular.
Yeah.
There's low.
But I imagine that film industry is like many other industries where you might start doing one particular job, but then expand your knowledge and experience and move into different areas of filmmaking.
Yeah, I think there's always room for growth too. And I think at Georgia Highlands, our average age of our student population is age 24. So we often do get older students that maybe have come back and want to change career pathways, and they think this might be something they want to do. So we get some older students, and then we get some of the, like I said, the students right out of high school, they don't know, they're just wanting to get some experience. And I think this is a great way to, and I tell my students all the time, the best way to really understand the industry is just throw yourself into it. And so when they do that, they get the real experience of seeing what a working set looks like. And you can only teach so much in a classroom about the theory of how it works, so they actually need to see it work and see it in practice, and this is the best path for them to do that.
Well, I thought it was kind of cute that you suggested that 24 I was older, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. All right, so that degree is great for individuals that want to get into the industry sooner rather than later. The film studies degree sounds like an area that I would be interested in, and that's to you find, you really go into the history and other elements.
I tell the students who actually want to be directors or storytellers that that's often a better path, because they can go do the production stuff in their junior, senior level if they're going on for a bachelor's degree, or they can still do the film academy after they finish this degree. But to be a good storyteller, you need to understand the auteurs that are out there and who's came before you and the styles, and be able to recognize the different styles and of filmmaking and storytelling, and how to apply the craft too. So I think it also helps you explain it as you're a director. If you study the films and you're trying to direct an actor, you can often draw from other work, say, no, I need you to do it like Pacino did it in The Godfather. And these students today haven't seen The Godfather because the 19 and 20-year-old students. So we have to find something maybe else they can relate to. But a lot of students haven't. That's part of what I love, is exposing the students to things that I think everyone has seen. But I'm quickly finding out that I'm an old guy too. So
you're still young, believe me. But I think that is a wonderful degree, and as an associate degree, there are a number of colleges not too far from Georgia Highlands where they could transfer to get the bachelor's in that area. I know Georgia State has an excellent degree.
Georgia State, the University of North Georgia has a degree in film production. West Georgia has added a mixed media degree that has some students who might be interested in going down there, that has some film stuff built into it. So yeah, there's lots of state options around, as well as private options if they wanted to go that route. But like I said, most of the production track students that I've seen, they really just want to get the experience and get on set as fast as possible. And then through the film studies track, taking all of those types of courses, I think those students tend to want to go on to get their bachelor's degree and maybe a graduate degree, and continue to study film as they learn, even if they're going to go into production later on. But I think that's a great foundation. And I get offered through that film studies program, because it's not all through the Georgia Film Academy. We've had some unique internship opportunities ourselves here in Rome and Cartersville, an area where we've been filming films that I've been involved with, that I've gotten the students involved on the sets. We recently had a film come out that just premiered a week ago called You're Killing Me. This out on your streaming services now, and we had Dermot Mulroney and Anne Heche in it, and we filmed it all here in Rome, and we had 7 Georgia Highlands students that worked in paid positions on that and got credit. Got a good credit. They're on IMDb if you go look them up, and got great experiences. So that was through our film studies program and not through the Georgia Film Academy, because of certain reasons that we didn't do it as an internship through the Film Academy. But so there are new and creative opportunities through the film studies pathway too, not just.
And there have been, almost from the instant that these degrees were offered, thanks to your connections, but also just the fact that so many films are being made in Georgia and in our area. There are just a lot of opportunities for those students.
There are, and more of the stuff that I'm able to get them on is more on the independent side, not the studio-driven stuff. And the Film Academy can get you on through the studio side, in particularly. We've had students that have worked on Creed, and we got a student now who's being a script supervisor on a film set. So and that's not even something they teach at the Film Academy yet. So
we're gonna have to take a break here. As soon as we get back, though, we'll start out with some contact information if you're interested in one of these degree options. But stay with us. We'll be back with Seth Ingram and a lot more after this.
most affordable bachelor's degree in Northwest Georgia is right here at Georgia Highlands College. High quality and career focused. That's what you can expect at GHC. Apply today at highlands.edu.
Welcome back to Community Watch. We're having a conversation with Seth Ingram, who is the Humanities Chair for Film and Theater Studies at Georgia Highlands College. We've been talking about the degree programs in film at Georgia Highlands, and I know we've gotten some folks interested in them. So how do they reach out to you? What's the best way?
Well, you can go to our website, which is highlands.edu, and you just type in the search film, and you can find information about the film programs. Or you can send me an email personally to singram@highlands.edu, and I will happily send you the information.
And you respond, don't you?
I do try to respond to all
See,
of my emails.
That's one of the good things about you, that you respond.
Yeah. So it's very important to be connected. I have some other people that can reach out, but for the most part, it's just me running this the film classes here. So reach out to me personally. I'm happy to get in touch with you if you're interested. If you're a film student and you want to come on campus for a tour, we can line that up, and we'll get you whatever information you need if you're interested in being a filmmaker. Well,
I think it's a remarkable opportunity. I mean, the two degrees are unique, so they fit, I think, a broad range of what students would want who are interested in film. But just the fact that the opportunities, even as a student here in Northwest Georgia, are really surprising with all of the movies being made, independent and the bigs as well.
I'm always, outside of the students that come through Highlands, I'm finding students from the area who are working in the film industry. Lots of students have gone on to do that. And then, as I was talking earlier in the previous segment, we have had lots of opportunities to get students on set. And once we get them on set here locally, I've seen those connections, just networking with the people that you're working with for a month on a film, lead to another project and another project and another project. And some of those students have really gone on to, they're already in the industry, they're doing well at it and working in various capacities. And we shoot some short films as well. The students, we have the Georgia Highlands Film Society as a student club that we've started. And through that club, we're producing student short films. And we just shot one on our Cartersville campus a few weeks ago. It was our first one we've done this calendar year. We did 3 last year, so we're going to hopefully do a couple more over the summer. And we let the students they're bringing in some of their classmates from the Film Academy and who are some other people they've met in the film industry are helping on it. And we cast the films, try to cast them professionally or with local theater actors. And the students write the scripts in my screenwriting course, and then we try to make them. And it's trying to find films, get the students to write. As a creative writing teacher, you'll like this, but to get the students to write something that we can actually produce, Oftentimes their imagination is bigger than we can facilitate. Finding the locations that we need and that sort of thing.
I can imagine. But I would think, especially with the independent films, that having a ready and willing group of interns from your classes would be very appealing, because it gets them the extra help they might otherwise not find.
And I think it's true, and it's so a lot of films take on interns and they know that they're budgeting for the interns, but a lot of, especially on smaller independent sets, they may think that might slow them down, and so to have experienced interns and for us to send students to actually apply for the position, not just being an intern, but actually working, being a worker on the set. And that's where we've been able to really capitalize, is we've trained the students so well that they've actually just applied and gotten the positions with the company that is producing the film. So we're trying to build a crew base in the Northwest Georgia area, so for all the films that come up here, that the students don't have to move to Atlanta to work exclusively, or people that live on the northwest side of Atlanta can just drive up to the productions that are up this way, because there's 3 or 4 things shooting all the time in the northwest corner of Georgia. So lots of opportunities. A lot of the students they're getting great experience, and the students, especially the ones I trained personally, are like they're the best. And I can give you, if I give them a recommendation, then you can take it to the bank. I wouldn't recommend someone for a position I didn't think that they could handle. So, but yeah, it is a process, and it's a joy for me. That's the most fulfilling part of it, is to see them really go from being so green and then learning and then applying it, and then some of them, their skills exceed mine in filmmaking, some of the things they've done already. So it's very impressive just to watch them grow and go out there in the industry and do their thing.
Well, we need to shift to RIF. Rome International Film Festival. How many years has that existed?
This is our 20th anniversary.
Really?
20.
That's remarkable.
I know. Seems like just yesterday.
So you started working on it when you were like 5.
Yeah, that's right. I've been involved since 2015, but the festival was around before I was around running it. And now we've just recently hired a new director, Leanne Cook, too, so I'm very excited about. And we've got the festival scheduled for November 2nd through the 5th coming up. And we're going to have a big student film academy on the Georgia Highlands campus, where we bring in students from all around the college and career academies that are interested in film career, and we train them there. We have workshops, and then we're going to have our big regular conference and festival, which is going to be great this year. We're currently have over 200 submissions already and growing, and lots of films to watch and choose from.
Well, I want to ask some questions about that, because I only have a limited sense of how this works, and I don't know, folks at home may be way ahead of me on this, but the Rome International Film Festival, I have attended it multiple times. You have called on me periodically to introduce something here or there, which I'm happy to do. I am always, every year that I've attended, I've just been overwhelmed by the variety and the quality of the movies that are right here in Rome at a film festival here.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's the films that you might not have the opportunity to see other places. They may not come to your local Cineplex. So there's something that usually a lot of the films everything makes it to streaming these days, but to be able to see it and experience it with a filmmaker when it's new and it's out, it's very unique. But the quality goes up every year. It gets harder and harder for films, to be screened at RIF because of the sheer number of submissions and the quality of the submissions that we're getting. So we're fortunate to have it. It's a great thing that the community supports, and we host it at the historic DeSoto Theater and the Rome City Auditorium and other various venues around town. But just to have the opportunity for this everyone to come together. And the community to come together, and Rome, what really gives it the real sense of being a special festival is Rome is the backdrop for the festival. The town feels like it's part of the festival. If you go to a big city festival and things are scattered around town, you have to get in your car and drive around. It doesn't have the same feel when everything's here and it's walkable and it's right downtown, and it's a great experience. I love it every year that it happens, and have lots of great films.
The festival, has it developed the kind of reputation now where filmmakers know about it and seek it out, as opposed to you and your committee having to drum up?
I think the film, our alumni are our best ambassadors. So they when they spread the word and they come and see what a great experience it is. Still a little confusing because we are Rome International Film Festival, and a lot of times we get confused with the other Rome overseas. But we do get a lot of foreign film submissions from that. We're working on with a lot of the consulates and a lot of foreign countries too that we've developed relationships with. RIF took a contingent over to Israel last November for the Cinema South Film Festival in the south of Israel, and we're bringing a contingent from Israel over to our festival this year. So,
That's great.
So there is an international component. Got a little sidetracked there, but I don't even remember what the original question
It doesn't
was.
matter. I am curious though about how the films find the festival.
So, like I said, the alumni, the word of mouth, that is one way we have on a platform where all film festivals are used that are submitted through, called filmfreeway.com. If you go to filmfreeway /riff, you'll find us there, and you can submit your film there. You can go to our website, riffga.com, if you're a budding filmmaker or an established filmmaker looking to submit your work to play at Riff. But filmmakers, we have a ton of films here in Georgia. We try to showcase as much Georgia talent as we can, but we get such an overwhelming amount of it that you have to still be selective with everything. So it's a puzzle to put together all the different genres to fulfill our full schedule, which is a 3-day. Last year we showed 96 films in 3.5 days.
That's
in 3
great.
different venues. Those are short films and everything. I think we had maybe 20-something feature films, but a lot of short films mixed in. But yeah, it's a lot, and sometimes it's an overwhelming amount of films to sort through. And the team and I, as we go through them and trying to build our schedule out.
So you have a group that works together to watch these films and make decisions about them.
There's our board of directors, and then there's probably we have an advisory board and maybe some industry professionals out there that are watching on the online platform where the films are submitted. And then we also curate a few things that are specifically things that are focused on our community or on our area that would play well here, maybe better so than at other places. So there's a little bit of everything that goes into it, and then our advisory board and our alumni are always recommending to their fellow filmmaker friends to submit to us, and we never disappoint. All the filmmakers that come here have a great time and want to come back. So,
well, I imagine one of the great benefits of being a guest at the film festival is not only seeing these films that you might not see otherwise, but also having an opportunity to meet filmmakers, to meet other individuals who enjoy film like you do, and that's one of the great things about it being downtown. Is because you can wander to a restaurant or in between films, and there's a great sense of camaraderie at this film festival.
There is, and people that have never attended film festivals don't really understand it or see what it is, but it's something for everyone. Some people, you can look at the schedule ahead of time and pick out a film or two you want to see, but if you're a filmmaker, you come, and it's one of the best places to meet other filmmakers and other like-minded people to help you expand your career or just inspire you as well. But there's definitely lots of networking opportunities, and the camaraderie that comes out of every year. It feels like a camp to me, like you're a kid and you go off to camp and you've got all these strangers, and then by the end of the camp you're best friends, and and the camp ends and you're sad to see everybody go. And it feels that way every year that I've been doing it. So and I like that. But now that we have built up sort of a community of for over 20 years of alumni, and they want to come back and participate. So when we ask them to come in, and some of these are very established filmmakers now, and for them to come back and be special guests and help them refer guests to us. So like we've had guests, obviously Burt Reynolds and Billy Bob Thornton and Mario Van Peebles and Judge Reinhold and others, and to have guests like that, and then for them to Danielle Deadweiler was here, who's we'll hopefully get her back. So just to have those caliber of talent, and then to have them share the gospel of Riff to get people to show their work here.
Well,
great.
We are out of time, but I hope once we get close to the film festival date, you can come back and talk more about it.
I haven't finished my vodka yet.
Yeah. Well, you'll have an opportunity for that too. S. Ingram at highlands.edu.
Yes.
S. Ingram at highlands.edu. Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time on Community Watch.